Hello everybody, my name is The Wanderer and welcome back to the channel, and another mod appreciation video, though this time it is not regarding Fallout 3, Fallout 4, or Fallout New Vegas. The game we are discussing today is BioWare's legendary Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and, in extension, Kexikus' high quality Skybox 2 mod. As it states in the title, this mod aims to improve the quality of skyboxes of the areas in Knights of the Old Republic, from Taris to Rakata Prime. I thought I would take the time today to display to you how much of an improvement this mod can make to your game, despite only being a minor graphics mod. While I display this, I'll also be explaining the backstory of the planets in the game. Consider this a pseudo Star Wars lore video if you insist. With that introduction, let us begin, shall we? The planet of Taris during the time of the Old Republic was a sprawling city world with many levels and rarely any natural ground to stand on, a direct rival to the Republic's capital world of Coruscant. Despite Taris' beauty, it bred an ugly population of bigots. The city was filled with people who were actively racist towards the alien races in the galaxy. No alien was spared, not the Ithorians, the Duras or the Rhodians. Anything that wasn't pure to them was to be looked down on. This wasn't the only bad thing about the people here, as those who lived atop the highest levels of Taris, usually the more wealthy, looked down on those in the sub-levels for how disgusting and poor they were. Most of these terrible actions of the people were the influence of the Sith Empire. The skybox for Taris, especially in the remastered version by Kexikus, looks very similar to that of our real-world home, giving it that familiar beauty you can receive when looking to the sky of our real world. Obviously, that doesn't include the ships in a sci-fi city. Dantooine is probably one of my personal favourite planets in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and in extension, Star Wars as a whole. Its simply gorgeous architecture, the wonderful wilderness dotted with the slight imperfections such as the Mandalorian raiding parties and Cathhounds, as well as the mysterious ruins nearby to the Jedi Enclave, are all simply breathtaking, even for a dated game. Dantooine served as one of the last secret strongholds for the Jedi after Darth Revan and Malak, as well as all Jedi that went with them to fight in the Mandalorian Wars, turned to the dark side. Despite the conflict that the Jedi here face, with the Mandalorians, the Metale and the Sandral compounds constantly bickering, and a larger war at hand, Dantooine has an odd peace to it. The skybox from this mod really helps amplify that breathtaking feeling of peace. Kashyyyk is a planet that a lot of Star Wars fans will be familiar with, having a large part to play in the galaxy-shaking Clone Wars and beyond. But for this video, we need to go back 4,000 years to the era of the Old Republic. During this time, Kashyyyk was at the behest of the Zerga Corporation, a morally corrupt company that were enslaving Wookiees and selling them across the galaxy, with the assistance of the Wookiee chieftain at the time, Chundar, brother of Zalbar, who travelled with the redeemed Revan. Kashyyyk was plunged into a darkness by the gigantic trees that dotted the planet, a mysterious view that reminds travellers just how small and insignificant they are compared to the galaxy at large, whether that be a Jedi or Sith, a Wookiee or slaver. Another well-known Star Wars planet, and home of Luke Skywalker, Tatooine is as you'd expect, a barren desert watched by the barbaric Tusken Raiders, and hiding a dangerous creature within its caves, the legendary Crate Dragon. Tatooine has always been dotted in settlements across its sandy grounds. Mos Eisley, Mos Pelgo, Mos Esper, and Anchorhead, the place that Revan would go during the time of the war. There's not much to say on Tatooine or its skies, but the mod amplifies the notion that if one were to go to Tatooine, it would be bleaching hot, and you would need a lot of water to survive. Getting away from the scorching sands of Tatooine, we go to the peaceful planet of Manaan. Manaan was the main source of healing agent in the galaxy before the introduction of Bacta. KOTOR, as it was called, was harvested from Manaan and used to heal the wounded in the wars, meaning it was very helpful to the Republic and the Sith. Due to this, Manaan decided to attempt to stay neutral in the war between the Jedi and the Sith, no matter how far the Sith would push the limits or how far the Republic would go for the greater good of the galaxy, in their words. Manaan was home to the Selkath, an obviously aquatic species considering the water planet they call home, as well as a largely peaceful race at that. Below the sea, however, near the KOTOR harvesting facility constructed in secret by the Republic, the peaceful Selkath were victims to an uncontrollable insanity, subjecting the Republic crewmates down below to unspeakable horrors. Korriban lives and breathes the dark side of the Force, and is one of the many homeworlds of the Sith. On the scorched surface of the planet, ancient Sith ruins stand tall above the valleys. Ancient tombs of historical Sith Lords haunt the grounds of a Sith training academy, fueling the Force-wielding side of Darth Malak's army. Korriban, in my opinion, is a lot less intimidating with this mod. I feel like the Skybox had almost been lightened or changed too much. The original seems a lot more intimidating in my opinion, like it's almost dangerous to travel to Korriban, which it is. Well, that's it. I sure hope you enjoyed this video, and go forward to check out this high quality Skyboxes 2 mod by Kexikus on both Nexus and Deadly Stream. And I also hope you enjoyed my brief explanations of each planet. If you haven't already played this game, I highly recommend it if you're a Star Wars fan or not. Knights of the Old Republic is a game that needs to be experienced to explain its brilliance, as well as the highly respected sequel, which I'll be covering more in the future. If you'd like more KOTOR or Fallout content from me, be sure to subscribe and like the video, and let me know in the comments. With that said, this has been The Wanderer, and may the Force be with you, always.